Library marketing is changing all the time. We have new platforms to deal with. We have new tools that keep coming out. Our audience habits change. It is a lot to keep up with. But here's the truth. You don't have to chase every trend to be an effective marketer. I'm going to teach you how to not be a squirrel and be more focused with your library marketing while still being able to keep up with trends in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Hursh from superlibrarymarketing.com. Head on over there and click on the Library Marketing Show tab. I would love some kudos nominations. If your library or another library that you watch, if you've seen them do something really exciting, interesting, or maybe just a little bit unique in library marketing, let me know. I'd love to give them a shout out. I also want to give you a heads up that very soon, in fact, next week, we are going to be starting my annual guide to social media. This year, I'm covering Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube, not necessarily in that order. And you'll want to make sure you're signed up for notifications. So go to the bottom of superlibrarymarketing.com and enter your email address so you can get an email every time I release a new section of the guide. All right, let's get into today's topic, which is practical ways to stay informed about the latest trends in marketing without spending many hours every day of the week, and also how to decide which of those new trends will actually work for your library. My number one piece of advice in this area is to really know your own audience. The best trends are the ones that are going to help you reach your patrons, not the general audience. So in short, that means not every trend is something that you need to jump on because it may not work for your community. And how do you figure this out? I ask myself two questions every time a new trend or tool comes out. Number one, does it help me promote reading and services to my library community? Is it going to increase library use? And sometimes I have to kind of sit there and think about it and maybe make a pros and cons list to answer that question. The second question that I ask myself is it going to fit into my capacity for work? A lot of times when new tools are released, they take a lot of work. And if you're working as a team of one, you may not have the capacity to take advantage of that tool. And that is okay. All right, so how do you actually keep up with trends? I don't want you to have to spend a ton of hours scrolling through blogs or newsletters. So here are my top picks. Number one is Social Media Today. I love their newsletters. That's how I get most of my information on social media. Number two, sign up for new newsletters at the Content Marketing Institute. I say that because they talk a lot about good writing and audience development, and a lot of their content is going to feel like it's over your head, or it's going to feel like it's not really for your audience, but it is. I want you to read their blog posts because they get into a lot of the really wonderful, beautiful ways to connect with audiences, and all of those things are relevant to libraries. Another suggestion I have is to set up a Google alert for marketing, or maybe it could be a little more specific. Maybe there's an area of marketing that you're looking to keep up on trends with, like email marketing. Set a Google alert for that so that when articles are published about that topic, you will know. And then if you really want to follow some industry experts on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, pick one or two and then stop there, because if you pick more, you're going to get, your feed is going to be flooded with advice from a bunch of different people, and it's just going to be overwhelming. So just pick one or two that resonate with you, that are in the voice that you can respond to. Those one or two experts are going to be different for everyone. Some of us like hustle, and some of us like a more calm approach. So pick your two experts based on your own preferences. Final point is to think quality over quantity. If you spend 10 minutes every week going through and learning about trends, looking at the newsletters that you have subscribed to and the industry experts that you have followed, that will be plenty of time for you to keep up on trends for library marketing. And I'm curious if you have other tips for my viewers about keeping up on trends. If so, let me know down in the comments. And that's it for this episode of the Library Marketing Show. But my channel is full of other tips for library marketing. If you're interested in learning more, head to this next video. I'll meet you there.